Hey, I'm Mimi, and this is Pasquale, and we're going to take you through a flow and fluidity class. So join us. Let's start in child's pose. Okay, so we'll begin in a child's pose with the knees very wide to the edges of the mat. So dropping the shoulders down, softening through the creases of the hips, and take the shoulders down, way down away from your ears. Press into your palms and start to connect with your breathing. If you'd like to move around a bit, side to side, in your hips to create more spaciousness. Good. And let's drop our weight over into the right hip and reach both hands to the top left corner of the mat. Stack the right hand on top of your left. Find a nice long stretch through the right side body as you take your shoulders away from your ears. Let's switch sides. So come over to your left, reach across to your right, drop down. And notice if each side feels differently. And breathe into that space. Let's rise up to tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, spread your fingers nice and wide. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. On the inhale, let's take a cat-cow. So on the inhale, look up, flare your collarbones, broaden your chest, and then exhale, rounding, pull the navel to the spine, activate the shoulder girdle. Second one, on the inhale, connecting breath with movement. Exhale, rounding, press the floor away. Let's take one more. Inhale, look up, and then exhale, press the floor away. Coming back to tabletop, neutral spine, take your right arm up, thread your right arm through for thread the needle posture. Anchor your right shoulder to the floor. Let's wrap the left arm behind the back. So pull in through your center, pin the navel to the spine to secure the trunk, and then take your left arm out to the side and your left leg out to the side. Good. Looking over your left shoulder, lengthen your neck. Press firmly into the ball of your left foot. Breathe freedom into your thoracic spine. Nice deep fluid breaths, tracking your inhale and your exhale, making sure they're even and equally as intentional. Let's come back into child's pose, unwinding piece by piece. Good, and we'll rise back up to tabletop, rolling through your spine. Let's take the left arm up, inhale, and then thread through. Wrap the right arm behind your back, anchor through your center, keep yourself secure. Take your right leg out to the side, twisting. One more full breath. Awesome, Pasquale. And come on down, back to child's pose, unwinding. Press firmly into your hands, tuck your toes under, and lead with your hips as you press into a nice downward facing dog. First downward facing dog. So let's do a little kind of easy work to begin to get us set up. So check the placement of your hands and your feet on your yoga mat and make sure that they're equally distanced from the top, the side, and the back of the mat. So we're traveling the same path, keeping the integrity of the architecture, right? So pressing into your palms. Engage your thighs by lifting your kneecaps and pressing your thigh bones back. Let's take the gaze to the navel. Working the heels a bit closer to find a longer stretch through the backs of the legs, down through the knees and back through the calves. Curl your toes up. Engage your quadriceps. Beautiful. Okay, so let's take the feet together to touch, starting to warm up the body. Take the feet together, right leg extends straight back, press through the ball of the foot. And then exhale, take the knee to the nose. Rounding through the spine, shoulders crest over wrist. Again, on the inhale, extension. And then exhale over to your left tricep, under and across the body. Again, inhaling. And then exhale, knee to nose, shift and squeeze. Again, inhale, lengthen. Right tricep, take way up the arm. Don't just settle for the elbow, go way up high, nice. And extending the leg straight back behind you. Place the foot quietly in between your hands. And let's rise to our first warrior one. So spin the back heel down flat. We'll interlace the fingers and press the heels of the hands to the ceiling. Shoulders down, pulling your right hip crease back and your left hip forward, pressing into the ball of your left foot and the heel of your left foot, drawing up the inseam of the left leg. Pull the front ribs in. Nice deep breath, soften the face. Breathing in. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Inhale, open chest, and then exhale, humble warrior folding over. Take the shoulder to the inside of the right knee. Breathe freedom into your middle back. Allow the forehead to melt closer to the floor, but stay anchored into your back foot. So make sure you're pressing into the knife edge side of your left foot to protect the left inner knee. So practice safely. So let's take both hands down to frame your right foot. Peel your back heel off of the floor. Let's hold here. Find a little cobra in your chest. So rise onto the tips of your fingers, Pasquale, so your chest is coming forward a bit more and lengthen. That's it. Good. All right, so now we'll spin all 10 toes to the long side of your mat, the right long side of your mat, coming into revolve skandasana. So opening into the outsides of your hips, the abductors, flexing the left foot, curling the toes to the left knee. Proud chest. Gain more length through your neck. Keep reaching energetically through the crown of your head and stack your left shoulder over your left wrist. Breathing deeply. Again, checking that your inhale and your exhale are even. Good. Now let's spin back around. We'll come into standing split, using your strong legs to lift your left leg up. Actively pressing through the ball of your left foot, spread the toes wide. See if you can find more activation in your upper hamstrings. We call that the underbutt, just below the crease of the buttocks. Firing the upper hamstrings, using the strength of your glutes to lift your left leg just a bit higher. Now spider tip your fingers. Draw in through your center to support, and then tuck the left knee behind the right and spark the toes on the left foot for Shiva squats. You can keep a light touch with your fingertips to the floor or place your hands to your heart. So find a steady gaze, your steady drishti forward, slightly forward, so your head, neck, and spine stay in one straight line. Good. Pull the abdominals in, slowly extending your left leg back for a jaguar variation. That's it. Keep your hips neutral, spread the toes nice and wide, and then slowly step back to high lunge. Decelerating down with integrity, arms over your head. Way to hold on to it. Nice work. All right, sit down nice and low in your right hip. Press into the ball of your left foot. Track your knee over your ankle. Front ribs in, proud chest, light up your hands, spread your fingers wide. That's it. Breathing in. Separate your upper teeth from your lower teeth. Lengthen more of your spine. 2 more big breaths. So washing the breath through the body, fueling the muscles, the oxygen. Nice deep breaths, breath fire. Yes. 1 more. Inhale, reaching up. And then exhale, hands down, chaturanga. Intentional transitions, guys. Lower down. You can always modify your chaturanga to your knees. You can take a cobra instead of an up dog. Work within your practice. Feet together. Take your left leg straight back behind you. Again, a little more integration. Exhale, knee to nose, shift and squeeze. Linking the breath with the movement is everything. Again, inhale, extending over to your right tricep. Again, way up high, everybody. Again, inhale, extending. Knee to your nose, shift and squeeze, rolling through the spine. Again, inhaling. Left tricep, press the floor away. And then last one, inhaling, rolling forward. Quietly, elegantly place your foot. Rise up to warrior one. Beautiful. All right, lace the other fingers, Pasquale, and hook the other thumb on top of the other. Good. Pull front ribs in. Strong legs. Find that strong rooted grounding foundation through the earth and find that isometric push and pull through your feet. All right, so drawing back with left and pulling forward with right. Check the ribs, soften jaw, full big breaths. Good. Now interlace fingers behind your back. Again, other side so it feels a little funky. Inhale, lengthen, open up, and then exhale, ride your breath all the way down into your devotional warrior. Breathing freedom into your middle back in between your shoulder blades. Right, so those of you that are starting your day off and this is your morning practice, so creating space for the day. Those of you that this is your afternoon or your evening practice, letting your day roll off the shoulders. Good. All right, so let's meet in a low lunge. Frame the left foot, spin the back heel off of the floor. Push like crazy into the ball of your right foot, Pasquale. So engaging your right thigh. And see if you can fire your hamstrings on the left side. And the right side. Pull your left hip back a bit. That's it. Beautiful. All right, so we'll spin all the way down, all the way over to the left side wall or left side of your mat, coming into revolve skandasana. Again, remember to flex your right foot. This is imperative to protect the knee. So flexing back foot, curling toes, sit up nice and tall. And then when you sit tall, you can create more levity in the hips to create more spaciousness, and then you can work deeper into the stretch. Flare your collarbones. So you have a nice long line from your right shoulder all the way out through your left fingertips. Beautiful. Now seamlessly sweep back into your standing split. Big step. Push through the ball of your foot. Again, find a nice long line of energy. Breathing deeply. Take the crown of the head to the left big toe. And see if you can create more length than you did on the other side. Beautiful. Now tuck the right behind the left. Get down lower than you want to. This is the other side, so get down a little bit lower. Spider tip fingers, hands to heart. There we go. Now lift your chest up a little bit. Spread the toes wide. Yes, energize your foot. Chest proud, nice long spine. So look at this beautiful long spine. So we're working for a long spine here, guys. Beautiful. All right, keep the chest leading forward as you extend the right leg behind you for jaguar variation. Stunning. Beautiful. One more big breath. Extending your right leg straight back behind you. Slowly step back, high lunge. That is amazing. Beautiful full body connectivity and control. 5 breaths. Breathing deeply. Ungrip with your toes. So notice if you're holding somewhere. Good. 2 more big breaths, a little bit deeper. And then come on down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Press the floor, lift the foot. Please don't sweep it. Right, lower down, Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Roll over your toes, downward facing dog. Okay, great. So to go into our second set of sequencing, we'll cut it up a little bit with some kind of play on the mat, a little like changing levels. So placing or looking forward and bending your knees and floating the feet quietly to the outsides of your hands, coming into Malasana, yogic squat. So sit up nice and tall. So again, that levity I was talking about in the hips, let's find that here. So rather than feeling super hunkered down, let's lift up. Press into the knife edge sides, the pinky toe sides of your feet. Come out of your pelvis and create more length through your side waist. Good. Now take the arms out in front of you. Put on the brakes using your using your pelvic floor and your abdominals, your Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, sitting back into boat pose. Sit up nice and tall, tall spine. There we go. Beautiful. Breathing in. Now lowering down to hover for half boat, Ardha Navasana, shoulders and heels hover over the floor. Pull the navel in, arms over your head, legs over your head, rolling right back into Malasana, yogic squat. So as if you're reaching forward for something that you love or something that you desire. So really reaching forward and then sit up nice and tall, hands to heart. Good. Planted your palms flat. We'll come into our first crow pose, Bakasana. I love to come with it with the feet together from a stronger entrance, and so does Pasquale, so he's going to go for it. So drawing the heels up into the groin. Good. Now squeeze your inner knees, Pasquale, and start to straighten your arms and dome up your back. Beautiful. Floating or stepping back to Chaturanga. Again, remember your transitions and your modifications. Upward facing dog or cobra. Rolling over your toes to downward facing dog. So now we're going to put that whole thing together in a one breath flow to get you nice and energized and invigorated. So take your right foot forward into warrior one, following your breath into the movement. Lace the fingers behind your back, humble warrior folding. Revolve skandasana. And standing split, big step up. Notice the intentionality in his movement. Coming into your Shiva squat, spark the toes, gaze forward, proud chest, beautiful. Shrink wrap the outer hips. Extend the left leg straight back. Bend the knee and spark the toes for jaguar variation. Step back to high lunge with a light touch. Inhale. And let's come on down. Chaturanga, beautiful. Urdhva Mukha, upward facing, liquid, fluid spine, strong legs, rolling back to downward facing dog. Left foot steps on the inhale, Virabhadrasana A, rise with pride. Lace the fingers behind your back and fold. Good. Revolve skandasana to the left. Spread your fingers wide, spark them. Sweep back around into standing split. Big step up. Tuck the right knee behind the left. Shiva squats. Steady dristi, flat back. Extending the leg back for jaguar posture. Spark the toes. Hug the outer hips to secure the trunk. Steady gaze forward, beautiful. Step back to high lunge position. Arms over the head. Exhale, coming down, Chaturanga Dandasana, beautiful. Inhale, breath pulls you in and takes you back out. Floating the feet to the outsides of the hands, Malasana, yogic squat. Sit up nice and tall. Sit back into boat pose, Navasana, putting on the brakes. Lower down and hover. Spark the toes, spark the fingers. Arms over, legs over. Roll into boat, into your crow. Beautiful. Awesome. Float back, Chaturanga, light touch on the landing. Inhale, upward facing dog. Rolling back, downward facing dog. Shall we do it one more time? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, right foot forward, warrior one. Rise on up, warrior one. So once you have the sequence in your body, you can start to flow it, right? So it becomes almost like a meditation, right? So it's one breath per posture, flowing into standing split. If you want to take a little arm balance here, he could come into a Shiva squat arm balance, which if you want to ratchet it up a little bit. Good, very nice, Pasquale. And coming back into your jaguar. And then hands down. Take a twist here if you like. Open it up. Good, so you can really tailor this, 20-minute sequence. If you have 25 minutes, you can add on if you need more invigorating twist. If you'd like, more power to build more heat, you can hold your postures a little longer. So you can really kind of just use this as a baseline, as a foundation, and then add in. So he's flowing on his own, one breath per posture. Devotional warrior folding over. Beautiful. Coming into Shiva squats. Option to arm balance again, flying on the left arm, so you're turbo dogging your arms. Good, moving back into jaguar, proud chest. Shrink wrap the hips, way to hold on to it, awesome. Beautiful control, finishing up with a high lunge into a twisting lunge, revolve lunge here. Coming down, Chaturanga. So this next time, he'll move into his vinyasa with the option to take a crow pose into a headstand. So he'll create more space at the front of his mat so he can put his head down on the mat, and he's getting a little bit more hang time. Beautiful floating. Sit back into boat. Lower down and hover. Arms over, legs over, rolling into Bakasana. Remember to not cross the ankles here. You want to keep your feet and your knees separated. Coming into Shirshasana B, hugging the inner elbows, sparking the toes. Zip up the inseams of the legs and also finding, again, the engagement of the upper hamstrings. You want to take the legs to 90 or come back through boat, whichever one you prefer. Coming back through, good. Upward facing dog. Roll back into downward facing dog, beautiful. So one more floating action. We'll float the feet to the outsides of the hands one more time, Pasquale. This time, stay up there as long as you can. Yes, yes. Keep pressing into the hands. Keep pressing into the hands. Don't try this at home, guys. Or maybe try it at home, right?
Why not?
All right. Sit back into boat pose. Lower down and hover. Arms over, legs over. Now tuck the right foot behind the left knee. We're rolling into pigeon. So rolling up, sweep the left leg around, spider tip your fingers, lifting up on the inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. So fluid, liquid spine. Inhale, rolling up. And then exhale, fold over. Last one, rolling up the spine. And then exhale, folding over. Beautiful. So now he gets to reap the benefits of his hard work, enjoying a nice deep pigeon posture. Breathing deeply here. So a couple options. I'll give him an option here. He can either thread the needle from pigeon, or he may come up to Ardha Chandrasana, coming into seated twist, whichever one. Or we can show both. We probably have time. So let's rise on up. Sweep the left leg around. Place the left foot to the outside of the right knee. Sit tall and anchor the left sits bone down. Okay, loves to pop up. So anchor it down so you have a nice firm seat to twist from. And we'll twist over the left shoulder. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twist. So options here, you can take the inside of the left big toe, or left foot, you can thread the arm through the leg. You can wrap the arm behind the back, whichever variation is working for you. Nice long spine. So make sure we're creating length between the ears and the shoulders. 2 more big breaths. Beautiful. All right, so let's unwind and we'll meet back in boat pose. This is our last boat, so give it your all. We're gonna sit up nice and tall for 5 full breaths. Straighten your legs if you can, Pasquale. Beautiful. Lift up through your inner back just a bit more. Pin the navel to the spine. Reach up through the crown of your head. Beautiful. 1 more big breath. Beautiful. Now lower down. Arms over your head, legs over the head. Now tuck the left foot behind the right knee, rising up. Sweep the right leg around. Find your spider tips of your fingers straight away on the inhale. And then exhale, roll forward. Inhale, fluid, liquid spine. Exhale, folding. And then last one, inhale. And then exhale, fold and hold. Good, breathing deeply. Softening shoulders. Releasing the tension. All right. Thread the needle. Rise on up and sweep through. See if you can draw your right hip back and down just slightly. There you go. Internally rotate your right thigh in. There you go. And then we'll rise up and take our twist. Sweeping the right leg around. Beautiful. Left elbow to the outside of your right knee, finding your variation. Lengthen on the in. Twisting on the X. And notice this side might feel completely different, and that's completely fine, right? So just work where you are, right? It's your practice. Tomorrow's practice will feel completely different, one way or the other. Each day, your practice will express itself differently. Good. Let's come back to center. Let's take the legs out in front for Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. So arms over your head, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold forward. Lengthen on the end. Exhale, fold. So pulling all 10 toes back, internally rotating inner thighs. Pressing thigh bones into the floor. Good. All right, P, let's rise all the way up. Slowly roll down, tilt your chin. So use the strength of your abdominals that we've been building the entire time. Tilt the chin to the chest. Slowly roll, press your thighs into the floor. Couple more, ease over that speed bump, nice and slow. Beautiful, one more. And then release all the way down. Beautiful, hands and feet fall open, palms facing up, surrendering over. Let's take one last breath. Inhale here. Let it go through the mouth. And enjoy. Let yourself be still. So unfurrowing your brow. Eyelids fall heavy over your eyes. Unlock your jaw, shoulders soft down away from your ears. Release all of the effort out. Inviting your natural pattern of breath back in. And let yourself just be. Invite stillness into the mind, quiet into the body. Namaste.